Greetings and welcome to Sanctuary. Today I want to quickly throw some light on two extremely important game mechanics that can be left neglected by some players due to their relatively low base stats. And those two mechanics are Vulnerable and Fortify. Now, the point of the video is not just to explain what they do, but to rather put them into perspective so that you can understand how powerful they can become late game if you utilize them properly. I will start with Vulnerable. You all know what it does. It increases the damage you do by 20%, or if you are vulnerable, it increases the damage you take by 20%. However, what some people fail to grasp is that this is the base stat and it can be improved further, much further. Let me give you a quick example. Let's assume that you want to play Rogue. First thing first, there are multiple ways to increase your vulnerable damage, and the most straightforward one is to equip gear that boosts it. In the most cases, this gear is your weapon. I have already seen, by the way, weapons that boost your vulnerable damage by more than 100%. However, this is not all. Let me give you another easy example. If we go to d4builds.gg and browse the Rogue Paragon tree, we can quickly search for vulnerable and see the results. There we can find a Paragon tree which enables us to boost our vulnerable damage by up to 70%. Now let's combine this with the boost that you can get from your weapon. The end result is that vulnerable damage boost skyrocketed from 20 to more than 200% damage boost. In a way, we take vulnerable from a point where it just gives a decent bonus to a place where it can literally define our build by virtue of the fact that making our enemies vulnerable can double, triple, and even quadruple our damage. And this doesn't even take into consideration the fact that you can also utilize the stat critical damage against vulnerable targets by socketing emeralds. Finally, don't forget that there are different aspects that can utilize vulnerable as well. So at the end of the day, vulnerable can be your best friend late game. And a few words about Fortify. It has the same behavior. The base stat is good but not incredible. You get 10% damage reduction. However, like Vulnerable, you can invest in it and make it much stronger. For instance, you can use sapphires to socket in your armor. You can and you will get gear that will give you extra damage reduction while fortified. The best stat I've seen so far is 20% extra damage reduction while fortified. However, I'm convinced that you can find even better equipment. And again, don't forget, you can use nodes of the Paragon tree to make sure that Fortify gives you 30, 40, and even 50+% damage reduction, which is huge considering the fact that you can be fortified almost all the time. I will finish the video with a quick summary of what we just covered. It is important to know that Fortify and Vulnerable can be upgraded. Their base stats are not that powerful, but they can both have the potential to scale very good late game. And having into consideration the fact that all classes have many ways to evoke at least one of those effects, consider utilizing them to the full extent. As usual, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you in Sanctuary.
Perfect.